Hello and welcome to Bums on Seats short interviews for International Women's Day and celebrating females in hospitality. I'm very, very happy today to welcome the wonderful Charlotte Mair, who is the founder and MD of The Fitting Room. Now, Charlotte, could you tell us a little bit more about your fantastic company?
Yes, so we are full servicing brand marketing. We create hype, demand and legacy for brands and businesses.
Fantastic. And I've seen so much of the work you've already done, and it is absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't heard of The Fitting Room, go and check them out. I would highly recommend. So talking about International Women's Day, it is a pivotal moment in the calendar for all of us. But who for you has been a real female inspiration? Doesn't necessarily have to be on your career journey, just in general. Who is your inspiration, your go-to?
So controversial for sure, but I'm going to say Kris Jenner. Now, that woman to me is the epitome of excellence, of being so clear on brand Kardashian, brand Jenner, that she just gets it done. I know people have got a love-hate for that brand, but I personally think what they've built globally across so many different areas and specialisms is exceptional.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's worth saying that whatever your feelings on her, you can't deny the strength of her as a woman, can you?
You just can't. And when you watch the show and their Instagram, you also kind of do see the bit behind of how hard they do work. I think people have an assumption that, celebrities, there's just loads of people who do stuff, but actually every single one of the brands that sits under their portfolio, you can see the drive behind each individual to get it to where it's gotten to. So yeah, Kris Jenner, she's a badass.
Interestingly, going on that with if we're talking about brands in women, so we're talking about female-led brands, including influencers. Do you feel that women get a harder rap when it comes to creating a brand out of themselves than men? Do you think that they get more judged on that, or do you think it's kind of an equal playing field?
Yeah, definitely. I think we as women are kind of socially conditioned to sort of head down, don't be braggy, don't say too much. It's about looking after everybody else. Whereas I think traditionally we've been very used to men being at the forefront of everything, particularly in the hospitality industry. I think Bums do it exceptionally well. Promotion, you guys is fantastic, led by Amber and the rest of the team dotting in and out. And I think as well, now we're seeing more women come to the forefront. Whitney Wolf and what she's just done with Bumble, exceptional. That message cascades globally to drive other women to put themselves out there. I think that social media has also given us another opportunity to find our voice, find our comfort and push ourselves, building out these new niche communities.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so you did very much put yourself forward by creating The Fitting Room. And
yeah.
I mean, that's the definition of absolutely going for it. It's obviously never smooth sailing the whole way through an entrepreneur journey and a founder's journey. Did you ever have a moment where you wanted to give up? And did you have something that really helped you overcome that?
I think probably have those more frequently than I should actually. It's not necessarily about the moment to give up. I think it's the moment of what the hell am I doing with my life? Things could have been so much simpler if another path had been chosen. So I think it's probably more that mindset. I am one of those people, this is going to sound so strange, I will just put on a bit of Biggie or Diddy in my living room, full blast, or maybe some old school Motown classics and dance. And within about a minute, it's all better. Like I say to my team, everything's temporary. And, in hospitality, I think whilst it's a very competitive industry and, it's a very profitable industry, we fundamentally are paid to get people to have fun. It is fun. And I think if we stay in that vein, which you can probably see as we do with all of our campaigns, that's the heart and soul of it. And so we never take it too seriously in the sense of it can all be fixed. But yeah, I definitely have moments going, holy hell, how did I get here?
What am I doing?
What happened? Why didn't someone tell me? They said it was going to be a great ride.
Yeah, become an entrepreneur, they said.
Yeah, literally.
And do you think as a woman that you're not necessarily better, but do you think that you do have a good sense of being able to pick yourself up and dust yourself off. I'm not saying that's unique to women, but I think I kind of do tend to feel that sort of females especially are very good at kind of going, right, you know, dust yourself off, shrug it off and carry on. Or do you think that's just more of an individual thing?
So I think that there's for me, personally in my life, there's probably two sides to that. Firstly, I'm a woman, I'm a Black woman, and I run a communications marketing business in the hospitality industry. So when you look at it on paper, as many people have told me, well, there's kind of everything against you, isn't there? So I think, you know, we were raised in an all white area as a Black family. So we had resilience installed in us from a very, very young age. We always knew we were different. We had different challenges and everything else. But if you've ever met my parents, victim world isn't allowed to happen in our household. You know, you shake it off and you go again. Mm-hmm. And actually, I don't think I would be who I am now if I hadn't had those experiences through my childhood, through my adulthood. And into now running this business and employing a number of young women.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about just getting on with it, isn't it? And just picking yourself up. And, you know, there's always going to be those challenges, like you said. But we are going to go back and look 10 years into the past, the Charlotte of 10 years ago. What were you doing at that point, firstly? And if you could have given yourself any advice to yourself 10 years ago, what would it be?
I think 10 years ago, I was just getting ready to start the agency. No, I wasn't. I'm doing my birthday, not the number that you're saying. I was working at Vinopolis in London Bridge, which was a big wine venue with bars and restaurants and event spaces. And I had a multiple of roles there actually in head office across brand sales and events, a bit of a jack of all trades in my 20s. So what would I tell myself now? I think we have two phrases, and I'll give you the politer version of it. This idea of just jumping. And I think, I can't remember where it actually even came from, but there was this idea of just jump into everything. And I think that mindset of what's the worst that can happen. And actually, when I went to my parents and said, oh, I'm going to start an agency, and my dad was like, you kind of never really had a job in one. So, you know, and I was like, well, I've read a book. And he was like, okay, have you got savings? No. And I think that was a big moment for me. You know, I started the agency with £17.22, and we really did. There was no investment. There was nothing. It has been hand to mouth, start as you go, learn as you go. And I think at the time, I was probably ballsier then, actually. I'm probably going a bit full circle on my ball size at the moment. But I think just go, just what is the worst that can happen? It's never that deep. Like, you know, my dad said to me, well, you might lose a bit of money and you might have to move home. Yeah. I can live with that.
Yeah.
You know? I just think jump as high and as fast as you can and just keep jumping. Because I think if COVID has taught us anything, it's that life is short and it is here to be damn well lived.
Absolutely. That is fantastic advice. And on that note, we can't get any better for that advice. So on that note, thank you so much, Charlotte. Have a fantastic International Women's Day. And hopefully we'll chat to you again soon.
Thank you for having me.